Greetings and welcome to another video. After an amazing fanfest and all the massive hype and info about the upcoming expansion Dawntrail, we definitely need to take a look at that, which lies in closest proximity, right? So let us talk about patch 6.55, what content it will offer and what you need to prepare before Tuesday when it already gets released. First of all, this patch will be divided into two main branches. The first being the Mandeville Relic questline, which will introduce the final version of the Endwalker Relic weapon, becoming the best in slot weapon for this expansion and hopefully topping the charts of glamour rankings on many jobs, or at least being on the top 10 of those for some of them. To get there, however, not only requires you to farm tons of Alagan Tomestones of Causality, but also that you're up to date with your weapon progress and the Hildebrand plus Mandeville questlines. The first can be done through a big variety of methods, but if you haven't even started into the Endwalker Relic content at all, or not have talked to a single Mandeville man yet, it is time to do that now, because all of this takes up quite some time and the patch is coming next week already. The Hildebrand quest alone will consume 3 to 10 hours of cutscenes and other things, so take that into account. For the Tomestones of Causality, and if you're not sure how to optimize your grind, definitely check out my Relic weapon farm video, but in general just do your duty finder dailies and that content which provides the most fun to you, because being bored while hunting down the most optimal method is not something I would recommend doing. Which leads us to another aspect of preparation. If PvP is part of your agenda, note that the current Season 9 will end upon release of patch 6.55. So make sure to keep an eye on your ranking and the rewards that you could probably still acquire. However, according to multiple sources, the series rewards will be available up until Dawntrail. So if this neat Fierce Tyrant's armor set is something you're interested in, don't stress yourself too much. Even though doing some PvP here and there might reward you with a solid amount of tomestones for your relic weapon progress. The main scenario quest is something that will be continued on Tuesday as well, featuring the setting up of the stage for Dawntrail, so make sure to be up to date on that questline as well if you're curious about the connecting parts of a current plot to the one presented in Dawntrail. And when it comes to side quest activities, according to the last live letter, Tadaro's Great Endeavor will be continued, as well as some tribe quests and Island Sanctuary. But more info about that in the upcoming patch notes, which will hopefully follow very soon. But of course, what about Gil, materials and other preparations? First of all, make sure to stockpile a good amount of Tomestones of Causality. As right now we still don't know how the last stage will look for the relic weapon. It could be tomes again, but there's a slight chance they will come up with a unique reward structure right at the end of the expansion to bridge the gap between Endwalker and Dawntrail on the last content drought period. Which means better be safe than sorry if it's just tomestones again. You can actually prepare that quite easily by just doing your dailies once or twice with a high level job. Maybe just visit Thalea too for glamour that might be tough to get later, because there's always the slight chance that nobody or not many players are playing that content anymore. Which of course can be applied to the previous Alliance raids as well. Because remember, there's no unsync feature for any of the old raids, and I heard about horrific queue times for the Alliance raids of Stormblood, for example. Materia, crafted gear and other things. I highly advise you to not spend too much time in advance on these aspects, as the last 3 times I made more gil after the launch of the actual patch than on patch week. So if you know one or the other niche that might sell well on 6.55, go for it. On the other hand, it might actually be more appealing to prepare some Gil-Making, crafting or gathering for Dawntrail already, and some of my colleagues definitely got you covered in that aspect, as there are multiple Gil preparation guides out there on YouTube already. For a good example, definitely check out Zane Lionhart. His channel is one of the best sources for crafting, gathering and Gil-Making in general. Links can be found in the description. Personally, I want to put some emphasis on a small observation I made, but not to ruin other players' businesses that are happy to make use of the low active player count at the moment. Just check out the prices of things that went to rock bottom. Sometimes the lack of participation and saturation on certain markets are key to your own success and gil wealth. I simply made around 3 million gil by having items up on my retainers and by being patient. Oh, and don't stockpile materia. Normally the relic weapon won't have slots for it, but other ways to fill it with secondary stats, so keep that in mind. But even if they do, there were millions of A-rank trains in the last couple of months. And yeah, that's it for 6.55. Good luck for all of us that Team Yoshida is gifting us a worthy finale to the epic tale of the Mandeville Man. And if not, at least an epic weapon design. Whatever you might be doing at the moment, take your time and enjoy the patch comfortably. It is the final piece of content this expansion has to offer. and it will be a long time until Dawntrail. So have lots of fun with Hildebrand and his team and keep loving Final Fantasy.